Now, Sports Talk with Broads. Here's Hunter Brody.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Manscaped Man Cave. You get 20% off and free shipping with the code BROD at manscaped.com. Now, we have a lot to dive into when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Reagor is going to miss some time with the thumb injury. Surgery happens, and now look, I'm worried. There's no doubt about it. I am worried. Carson Wentz was already not playing fantastic football, and now you take away one of his weapons. I'm not here to claim that Jalen Reagor is some unbelievable, insane, monster wide receiver that's going to make a huge difference every single week. But I do think it's very important. I do think that he has a skill set that helps Carson Wentz. I thought that maybe you can utilize him instead of just going for the deep ball all the time, which I think he can play a role in the deep ball. But how about something similar to Nelson Agholor's role? Why not maybe utilize him not so much 40 yards downfield, but get the ball to him quick and allow him to maybe make a move, make a couple guys miss. Get him the ball. He's fast. He's quick. He's got speed. Let him work his magic once you get the ball in his hands. And losing somebody like Jalen Reagor, it's definitely going to have an impact. It just sucks right now. It would be different if Carson Wentz was playing fantastic ball, and I would trust him to be able to go out there and make plays with the wide receivers left. But because he's been in such a horrible spot mentally and his mechanics have been so off and he's been missing throws constantly, I don't feel good about right now. You look at it, Deshaun Jackson, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, who blows, Greg Ward, who I think can get some catches for you without a doubt. I could argue with Jalen Reagor in the mix that he should get some snaps over J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And then the other receiver, John Hightower. I mean, that's what you got. Now, of course, you have Miles Sanders, Ertz, and Goddard. And you look at this 12 personnel set, right? And I keep talking about how the offense looks stale to me at times. There's not a lot of creativity. It doesn't look like what the Rams offense looks like, where there's a lot of motion happening before the snap, and there's a lot of play action. There's a lot of bootlegs. There's so much to distract you that you're confused as a defense. You don't really get that with the 12 personnel set that the Eagles are rocking and rolling, and I just wonder if that's because of, well, utilizing the two tight ends that you have. It limits you to be so, Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan-y, if that makes sense. We are going to react to your phone calls. That's right. You left your reactions to Jalen Reagor. Are there fans jumping off a cliff going, this is it, this is the end? Or are there optimistic fans going, hey, you know what? As good as Jalen Reagor is and how intrigued we are with him, if Carson Wentz plays better, they're going to win football games. Which direction are the fans headed down? I think that this is crushing from a fan standpoint. I want to sit down on Sundays and watch an offense that I think can explode, right? And I'm intrigued by his skill set. I think he can totally help this football team, and losing him hurts. I talked about this week 1. I'm talking about from, a fan standpoint, wanting to see an explosive offense. I talked about this week 1 when you heard, okay, maybe no Miles Sanders, maybe no Jalen Reagor. And I thought, come on, how am I going to sit down week 1, all juiced up, all pumped to go, and not have your first-round pick? And not have Miles Sanders. Now, we know Jalen Reagor, he ended up toughing it out and playing. And the dude plays through a lot, it seems, right? He was getting hit left and right. He's getting banged up. He's getting murdered because of a throw by Carson Wentz. He just gets right up and continues to go. When you heard about the original injury, you thought, how the hell is he going to play week 1? Really? And he does. So the kid is tough as nails. There's a positive. I mentioned the draft pick, though, right? The first-round draft pick. So let's look at last year's draft at this point. Jalen Reagor's out, and that's nobody's fault. I like the pick of Jalen Reagor. But the fact that he's hurt means your first-round pick is not on the field. Jalen Hurts. You know what he is at this point. He's a gadget guy. And Reuben Frank actually put up an article on NBC Sports Philadelphia talking about how, hey, with Jalen Reagor out, you might have to use Jalen Hurts more than you would probably do if Jalen Reagor was in the mix. And think about that, though, right? You're talking about a backup quarterback / third string quarterback / gadget player now having to be utilized more because your draft pick in Jalen Reagor, your wide receiver, goes down. It's embarrassing. So your first round pick, not there. Your second round pick, you don't even know what the hell his actual role is. It's so funky and wonky. And then your third round pick in Davion Taylor, who's a project, is not available to play because he's not ready yet for the NFL. Do you see the issues here, right? J.J. Arcega-Whiteside stinks. Sidney Jones is no longer here. Rasul Douglas is no longer here. Derek Barnett is a stiff. He's just an type of player. Sharif Miller, a fourth rounder from last year, not even on the team anymore. It's starting to catch up with the Eagles organization, and it's clear as day. It's clear as day. Now, before we get to the phone calls here, look, I've been betting so much every single Sunday. Sunday morning, I'm sitting there and putting in all my bets for the 1 o'clock hour, and I'll sneak into the 4 o'clock hour as well, of course, but early in the morning, I go through the 1 o'clock matchups first, and I utilize BetQL. BetQL is the best analytical sports betting app there is. You get all the trends. You get all the sharp bet money. You got to follow the sharp bets. It's all the professional sports bettors pretty much telling you, this is where I'm going. You follow the sharp money. Don't follow the public bets. Follow the sharp money. But BetQL gives you all the information you need to win money. I am on a roll right now. I'm bringing in cash left and right. I just do what the app tells me. And you get 20% off of your first subscription with the promo code BROADS20. The information is all down below in the description. I'm telling you, if you're a sports bettor, it is must use. Must use. It's the difference in cashing in all the green and then going to sleep at night pissed off that the Eagles lost and pissed off that you can't pay your electric bill. All right, you ready for some phone calls? I'm ready for some phone calls. Real quick, though, I also saw that Derek Gunn tweeted out, cross your fingers. It's possible Fletcher Cox is not available for Sunday. Not good. Not good. Hargrave banged up. Even though he's playing, he's fighting through some sort of injury, coming back from an injury. Fletcher Cox, if he's out, oof. We just saw an opponent run through the Eagles. Literally run through them at will. And now you're going to say it's possible Fletcher Cox isn't available? Let's just keep an eye out on that. Let's keep an eye out on that over practice over the next couple of days. The practices and the media availability has been on another level lately. How about Doug Peterson the other day? What did he say? Oh, he was talking to Jimmy Kempski. Did you play quarterback in the NFL? Dude, this guy's unbelievable right now.
You know, bros, it literally never ends. This is a never-ending nightmare. Jalen Reagor out now for a couple weeks with the UCL tearing his thumb. I'll give him credit, Trooper, though, for playing through it on, against the Rams. Quite a trooper. I'll give him that. But, man, bros, it literally never ends. It literally seems like after the Super Bowl, we have been cursed, over and over and over again. Bros, I don't know. I know that there's rumors about Fletcher with his abdomen. We don't know. I mean, at this point, I'm just watching. I'm just watching the games. Whatever happens, happens. Because I just can't deal with this anymore.
Look, that whole call, it just felt to me just flabbergasted, lost for words. It's like he called in, I got to make a statement, and it's like, I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on with this team. I can't even comprehend it. That's the vibe I got from that phone call, and I feel you. When it comes to the injuries, though, look at what's happening with the 49ers. Look at what happened to Saquon Barkley. Look at what's happening all around the league. And I know a thumb injury is a little bit different than maybe these ACL tears that are going on. There's something to be said about the training camp and the way that these guys prepare before a season season. But this year it's all different with the protocols and COVID-19. Like, it's a mess without a doubt. I just feel it's happening all over the place. But because you dive into it with the team you love, it intensifies a bit more because, well, guess what? You don't care about the 49ers. You don't care about these other teams in the league. You just care about the Eagles. Now, it does seem like it's a little bit more with this organization. But once again, it's also because your heart is poured into it more so than other teams around the league. Fletcher Cox, though, would be a huge loss. I look at this game on Sunday, and I'm going to have a Football Friday podcast, without a doubt, previewing my thoughts. But today, as I do this on Thursday, I don't know.
Hey, bros. This is Isaiah from Youngstown, Ohio. Diehard Philly fan. I love the city. We have to do better, man. I believe that from quarterback to owner, our franchise is beyond this. We've seen it. I believe that Howie and Doug and Lori have had like a dose of success in a short amount of time that has got to their heads. So they're not as sharp as they used to be, and they're not evolving in a positive direction because they're still focused on that Super Bowl. The Reagor injury is sad. I'm heavily intrigued with that kid. I think we have seen good things from him over 2 weeks, and I feel confident with him. And then he gets injured. I feel like we just keep getting teased, man. It makes my head spin for real. So I appreciate you taking your time, bros. You have a good night.
Thank you so much for the call, man. When you look at Jalen Reagor right now, it's definitely disappointing because I want to see him play this season. I want to see him battle. I want to see what he can be. At the same time, though, let's look big picture. You lose out on your rookie year like this, not like it's the full season, but you're going to miss a good chunk of the season. It hurts everything about just developing as a player. Heading into the second year, it's totally different when you miss a handful of games, when you miss a significant amount of time. And it just sucks because you're right, the kid is intriguing. He does have the speed that I think can be utilized in many different ways. And you get that taken away from you. You get it snatched away. I want it. Now, you touched on this front office. There is something going on. It's just reality. It is super, super fishy. Now that I'm getting more involved, all right, I had time with the 76ers over this past year covering the team. There is something going on with the Philadelphia Eagles internally. There is no way of hiding it. You can smell it. There seems to be something snaky going on. Heads are colliding. People are not fans of one another. And those individuals, guess what? They need to be on the same page if a franchise is going to be run the right way. So I'm not shocked that what's happening on the field is happening, because when you keep going up the ladder and up the ladder and up the ladder until the top of the top, guess what? It starts there. And was it because of the success? It's a good possibility. It's a good possibility that they had a taste of it, and then that changed everything about them. And now, when it was going so smooth, it was going so smooth. When you face some adversity, people turn on each other quickly. And you might be dealing with that problem right now.
Hey, bros. Jonathan from Philadelphia. I just wanted to talk about the recent news on Jalen Reagor. So, this is a time when Carson's got to step up. We've talked about this. He's talked about fighting through adversity, fighting through, difficult situations, whether it be injuries or mentality or whatever it is. This is just another one of those things. And I think we're going to see what Carson is made of now heading forward, because we're not going to have Alshon. We're not going to have Jalen. It's just going to be Carson and the rest of the receivers and Miles Sanders. And it's going to be up to Doug. Certainly going to be harder than it is now. I'm not expecting it to be any easier.
You mentioned Doug. And I think that's important. So while Carson needs to be so much better, and I mean so much better, because right now the only quarterback who's worse than him is Kirk Cousins, so he needs to be extremely better. Knowing Jalen's out, I do think that Doug Peterson has to be held accountable to put Carson Wentz in better positions, knowing that this is the circumstance right now. He is playing poorly. He needs some confidence. Maybe get the ball out quick to some of these receivers. He was going underneath last game, and that fired me up, but maybe you can get the ball out quicker, maybe closer to the line of scrimmage on slants, and give these receivers maybe the ball in their hands to go out and make some plays. Because, look, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside's not going to make a play 30, 40 yards downfield. You saw the route he ran. You can yell at Carson Wentz because it was a pathetic throw, but you can look at the other side as well. That's not taking away from how bad Carson Wentz was during that moment, but it wasn't a good route ran by J.J. Arcega-Whiteside at all. And you start to think to yourself, all right, well, who can you really utilize? Can you utilize Greg Ward? He's not fast, but can he at least catch the football? Yeah. Deshaun Jackson, maybe he can get the ball in his hands early? Yeah. You're definitely limited options. I'm not saying that Doug Peterson has this big amount of weapons to choose from, but that's his job as the head coach, is when you know your quarterback is struggling, find ways to help him out. Help him out a bit. Now, Miles Sanders, maybe that's the key guy. I thought Doug did call enough run plays for my liking, and it was working. Miles Sanders was effective. Can you utilize Miles Sanders in the passing game? Carson Wentz did miss Miles Sanders a couple times. I'm not acting as if that was out of the game plan completely, but you do need to implement ways when your quarterback is playing to this level. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but Doug Peterson's job is, okay, how can I effectively put this guy in the right positions to succeed? How can I effectively help him out when he is clearly at the worst mental spot in his career? Well, let me try and give him some plays where the passes are the easiest they possibly can be. And if he goes down that road and Carson is not effectively making it happen and making the plays happen and if he's missing throws, then fine. I won't get on Doug Peterson, but I will look at that for the game plan on Sunday.
What's up, bros? Big long-time fan. Simply said, the season is gone. I don't know what we're going to do. Injuries out the wazoo. No surprise. Hey, we're going to play the Bengals this week. Hey, we haven't beat them since I don't even know, so let's see how that goes. I don't even know what to expect. Who we're going to throw the ball to? Our normal guys, Ertz and Goddard. Hey, that'll work, but, we'll see how far that gets us.
Did he say season's over? Let me replay that.
What's up, bros? Big long-time fan. Simply said, the season is gone.
The season is gone. It's 2 weeks in. Now, I'm not claiming that this team's going to go win the Super Bowl because they look miserable. I mean, there's no denying it. They look awful. They look like a really bad football team with a lot of internal problems. But what is over to the fans? When you say it's over, what does that mean? They're not winning a championship? Does that automatically mean the season's not, or the season's over? I don't know. I'm just trying to think of it as, what would make a season worth it where you don't win the championship? I know the stakes are high. I know after you win the Super Bowl, it's Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. And the Philadelphia Eagles, whether you like it or not, they have been a franchise that has been successful in terms of winning games and being in the playoffs and getting to NFC championship games throughout their existence. But 2 games in, because you know they're not going to go win a Super Bowl, does that mean it's over? You can't have satisfaction if they turn this thing around and give you football that's enjoyable? I look at Carson Wentz and I go, yeah, this is bad, but I've seen more good out of him than this. I've never seen this. I've seen missed throws. I've seen bad mechanics. I haven't seen this. And this is his 5th year. So with that being said, I don't expect him to just be this out of nowhere. I expect him to work himself out of this jam that he's in mentally and physically. It's over. I can't get down that road. I'm sorry. I don't support that. Do I think they're winning a Super Bowl? No. I guess it just depends on how you view over.
Bros, I'm not going to lie. I'm concerned. Seeing that Reagor went down today, it's a little concerning. I know Wentz hasn't played well, and I'm not making excuses for him, but I'm definitely concerned. He's pretty much just throwing on the outside. He's throwing to Deshaun Jackson or arcega-whiteside, and you know that's not going to go good. So I just wanted to hear your take on this because it could get ugly pretty quick.
Oh, it's definitely probably going to get ugly. I guess here's where you might have some optimism heading into Sunday. The Bengals aren't good, All right, Joe Burrow is a fun, exciting piece, and I don't think that they're the slop of the slop that they were last year, and they're just this team that gives up. I don't think they're a team that gives up. They're going to compete hard. They're going to fight. You saw it on Thursday Night Football against the Cleveland Browns. They're in it. It's not a team that you can just walk all over, but they don't have shutdown corners. They don't have these insane pieces that are just going to, insanely shut down your guys with ease. They have a beatable defense. Now, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside stinks. You are correct. That is a problem. But can they utilize their other weapons to make up for how bad of a pick J-Jaw really was? Can you use Ertz? Can you use Goddard? Can you use Sanders? Goddard had 100-plus yards in the first game. Can we get back to that? Can Deshaun Jackson fly? Can he get out there? Can he make plays? Can he beat his man one-on-one? I still think that they can win this game on Sunday. It would be different if they were going up against a powerhouse. Now, if we look bigger picture, concerned for this injury, it intensifies when you look bigger picture. If you just look at Sunday, can they still get the job done if Carson Wentz plays better with this core of wide receivers? I don't think he can rule it out.
What's up, bros? It's Q from Virginia. And honestly, it's just one thing after another. I don't see really much drop-off with Reagor out of the lineup because I don't have the confidence in Doug Peterson to call the plays to get him in the positions that he needs to be. I also don't think that the pick was the most amazing pick to begin with, and I think that Howie Roseman, once again, is being shown that his acumen in the league around drafting is not as good as his cap wizardry. I'm going to leave it there. The Eagles went one thing after another, and it just shows that the issues are top down, not just on one quarterback. Let's have context, people.
It's a great point. It's a great point. I'm more optimistic on Reagor than you are as a whole. I like what he can bring to the table. I like that you targeted Doug Peterson because I feel he's slipping through the cracks because of how bad Carson Wentz has been. And I hate that people make it seem like you can only pick one. Only one can be talked about. It's either Carson Wentz screwed it up or Doug Peterson, or you're just blaming Doug Peterson and you're allowing Carson Wentz to get off with his hands free. No. I think both are a bit of an issue right now. No, the head coach is not the best at the moment, and Carson Wentz is clearly not good enough at the moment. Both can be true. I did think that there was this fascination, though, at the time of the draft of, you need that number one receiver. They needed a receiver. They definitely did. They got a good receiver in Jalen Reagor. The number one Julio Jones type receiver, while they help your team, we've been through this a lot of times. When you look at Super Bowl winning teams, it's not like it's just stacked with those type of receivers. When they get paid the big bucks, it ruins a lot of the salary cap and where you can spread your money around with the team. Now, you can make the argument if you make the pick, you don't have to worry about that for a couple of years down the road, so that gives you a window of having him on a low salary. Fine. I guess the argument can go deeper into once they get that payday, that's where the number one wide receivers might hurt the team more so than help the team. The Eagles won a Super Bowl, though, with Torrey Smith as their wide receiver. They won the Super Bowl with Alshon Jeffrey as their wide receiver. Moral of the story, though, is when it comes to me and wide receivers, I don't think you can look at Jalen Reagor and be underwhelmed with what you have seen. Is he splashy? Is he DK Metcalf? Is he CeeDee Lamb right now? No, he's not. But he can be a factor in this offense. And with where they had him, with where they picked him, I'm totally fine with the value and what you got in return.
Yo, bros, what up, man? Big fan of yours. I'm just calling in to talk about Reagor hurting his thumb. Man, this is killing me. It's breaking my heart watching Carson Wentz progress, and he needs every piece on the field that he can get in order for us to have a good game. The way it's looking, I'm feeling a little bit doubtful about it. I'm not really positive. I can't really see the positive going on in this. hopefully Carson Wentz picks up his play, gets back to how he used to be, or else I'm looking forward to seeing Hurt on the field.
Whoa, looking forward to seeing Hurts on the field. I hope you're not talking about replacing Carson Wentz right now. I know that there are some individuals who really want Jalen Hurts to be playing. Oh, it's a lost season anyway. Just go get him reps. That is the most fan comment in the world. Yeah, from a fan perspective. Oh, who cares? It's like you're playing Madden 20. Yeah, I mean, from your perspective, that might make sense in your brain, but put yourself in a franchise spot. Put yourself in the owner's chair. Put yourself in the GM's chair. You don't just make a move like that because, oh, it's a lost season. Whatever Carson Wentz did, even though we paid him, who cares? Let's just go get Jalen Hurts a ton of reps. And I'm not saying you're saying that, but it's just the reaction I am hearing, some reaction that I am hearing from individuals out there. It is hard to be positive on this team right now, though, because there's nothing really giving you a positive vibe. Miles Sanders, is that the only thing, really? I guess that's the only thing. Darius Slay? Okay, well, guess what? When everybody else stinks, it's hard for that to be what gets you all amped up. Now, this episode is sponsored by Orbit Energy and Power. With over 20 years of experience in the industry, they are home to your solar experts in residential and commercial projects. They also provide water purification systems, backup energy services, battery storage, tree removals, emergency services, and more. If you need an upgrade to your home, make sure you check out Orbit Energy and Power. Their phone number and website is all down below in the description. What do we have next?
Hey, bros. Hope you're doing great. Then again, after this news, I don't really know how great you're going to be really doing. So, Jalen Reagor's out 6 to 8 weeks. Big blow to the offense. At least, potentially. I was excited to see what he could do the rest of the year. Definitely doesn't help stretch the field nearly as much. But with your wide receiver, with your deep threat out, all I gotta say one thing to Doug is run the damn ball. Run the damn ball. It was working. Now one of your top deep wide receivers are out right now. You have your star running back healthy. Run the damn ball more. Prioritize the run. Balance out the load between Wentz and the running game. We can win this game. The Bengals' run defense is terrible. Hopefully we can get this win on Sunday. Let's go, Birds.
I think you'll see Doug run the ball. I do. I think you'll see him run the ball because it was effective last game. And Miles Sanders was doing his thing. And he was making plays. And he was hitting holes. And Miles Sanders was definitely a factor for why that team was able to. When they were making that noise, when they were making that comeback, a lot of it did go on Miles Sanders and that offensive line. Lane Johnson coming back was big, although now you're going through some shorter problems at the left guard spot. The offensive line isn't perfect, but with Lane Johnson being back, it's crazy how much that makes a big difference with this team. And I would think that Doug Peterson, after seeing what worked on Sunday last week with running the ball, that Miles Sanders would be getting the ball more. And Boston Scott's role actually was perfect. When Miles Sanders wasn't there in game one, that's not Boston Scott's role. This is different, though. When you give him a couple touches and you give him a couple throws and you let him work in space, he's so small behind the tackles and the guards. It's a different vibe when Miles Sanders is your primary go-to, and then, boom, you just get a little spurt of Boston Scott.
So I come home from work to read that Jalen Reagor is out multiple weeks. First of all, I think, and rightfully so, even though we bash the Eagles for physical conditioning, it's obvious with the rash of injuries around the league as a whole that not having legitimate training camps and not having a legitimate preseason is just really destroying the product as a whole. When you have guys like Saquon Barkley and Nick Bosa and Marlon Mack going down that are lost for the year, it's not a good look for the league. As for the Eagles, this is no surprise. Like I've said, they're Charmin soft. Where do we go now? Well, we watch Carson bounce throws to Arcega-Whiteside, Greg Ward, Deshaun Jackson, and John Hightower, and throw in a little Deontay Burnett. Nothing changes. The same end result, just different actors in the supporting roles.
Why you gotta do that? We're going to end on that? Really? We're going to end on such a devastating call. But hey, look, it's hard to be positive with this team, so I guess it's only right. It's only fair that we end in that type of way. I have no idea what to expect, and that's a bad thing. When you head into a Sunday and you go, I don't know what to expect from my head coach, my D coordinator, my quarterback, and my offensive weapons at the wide receiver position and at the left guard spot, right? I mean, when you don't really know what you're getting heading into a Sunday, that normally tells you there is a problem, there is an issue. So thank you all so much for listening, and I will see you next time.